So we had arrested a guy named Jeremy Hammond, and he hid himself. He was a hacker, and when we arrested him, it was the second time he had been arrested for hacking. He used Tor, and so that kind of brought us to a point. The FBI has a computer system where you look up things. You look up anything. I could look up your name or whatever if you're associated with my case. And we were finding at the time a lot of things you look it up, a case would end, be like, oh, this is Tor, and it just stopped. Like we couldn't get any further. Yeah. So, we had just had this big arrest of Sabu and took down Anonymous. And sometimes in the FBI, the way it used to, the old school FBI, when you had a big case and you're working 7 days a week and 14 hours, 15 hours a day, you sort of take a break. The boss kind of said, yeah, I'll see you in a few months. Go get to know your family a little bit, and come back. But the group of guys I was with was like, let's find the next big challenge. And that's when we were finding, case closed, it was Tor. Case closed, it was Tor. So said, let's take a look at Tor and let's see what we can do. Maybe we'll take a different approach. And Silk Road was being looked at by other law enforcement, but it was taking like a drug approach where I'm going to find a drug buyer who got, the drug sent to them in the mail, and let's arrest up. Let's go up the chain. But the buyers didn't know their dealers. They never met them.
And so you were taking a cybersecurity approach.
Yeah, we said, let's try to look at this from a cyber approach and see if we can glean anything out of it.
So I'm actually indirectly connected. To I'm sure I'm not admitting anything that's not already on my FBI file.
Oh, I can already tell you what you're going to tell me, though.
What's that?
That when you were at college, you wrote a paper and you're connected to the person that started.
You son of a bitch. You clever son of a bitch.
I'm an FBI agent or a former FBI agent. Well, how would I not have known that?
I could have told you other stuff.
No, that's exactly what you were about to tell me.
I was looking up his name because I forgot it. So one of my advisors for my PhD was Rachel Greenstadt, and she is married to Roger Dingeldine, which is the co-founder of the Tor project, and I actually reached out to him last night to do a podcast together. I don't know. No, it was a good party trick. I mean, it was just cool that you know this, and the timing of it was just like beautiful. But just to linger on the Tor project, so we understand. So Tor is this black box that people disappear in terms of like when you were tracking people. Can you paint a picture of what Tor is used in general? It's like when you talk about Bitcoin, for example, a cryptocurrency, especially today, much more people use it for legal activity versus illegal activity. What about Tor?
Tor was originally invented by the U.S. Navy so that like spies inside countries could talk to spies and no one could find them. There was no way of tracing them. And then they released that information free to the world. So Tor has two different two different ways it can be utilized. There's .onion sites, which is like a normal website, a .com, but it's only found within the Tor browser. You can only get there if you know the whole address and get there. The other way Tor is used is to go through the internet and then come out the other side if you want a different IP address, if you're trying to hide your identity. So if you were doing like, say, cybercrime, I would have the victim computer and I would trace it back out to a Tor relay. And then because you don't have an active connection or what's called a circuit at the time, I wouldn't be able to trace it back. But even if you had an active circuit, I would have to go to each machine physically live and try to rebuild that, which is literally impossible.
So what do you feel about Tor ethically, philosophically, as a human being on this world that spent quite a few years of your life and still trying to protect people?
So part of my time in the FBI was working on child exploitation, kiddie porn, as they call it. That really changed my life in a way. And so anything that helps facilitate the exploitation of children fucking pisses me off. And and that sort of jaded my opinion towards Tor because it helps facilitate those sites.
So this ideal of freedom that Russell Ulbricht, for example, tried to embody is something that you don't connect with anymore because of what you've seen that ideal being used for.
I mean, the child exploitation is a specific example for it, and it's easy for me to sit here and say child exploitation, child porn, because no one listening to this is ever going to say that I'm wrong and that we should allow child porn. Because some people utilize it in a bad way, should it go away? No, I mean, I'm a technologist. I want technology to move forward. You know, people are going to do bad things and they're going to use technology to help them do bad things.